I'm live. According to the thing, I am live. Hi, guys. Just doing a check in on the listing challenge. The 70 by 7. So that ends this coming Thursday, the 28th of April at midnight. And Friday, the names will go into a hat. And Friday night, we will draw for the winners. Um, so this is how it's been going for me. Tonight I got online with some friends, and if you get a chance to do a listing party with some friends, you're probably going to want to do that because it actually motivated me to take photographs of, hey Janet, hi Bryn, hi guys. Good to see you. It's great to see you. I was just actually going to talk to you about the listing challenge. um, I got online with some friends, and Raven, hello, baby girl. Glamo Bobama Fee 5. I love it. So the listing challenge is going. I've only listed 10, and it started on Thursday, and it is Saturday. And that is about 20 behind what I wanted. So what I did was I got online with some friends of mine, and I just started, just BSing and listening. You can also do that with music in the background, or just, with a pal in the room or whatever. But it was what I did was I not listing. Hey, Chloe, I've missed you so much. It's been so long. That's my clan baby. I love her. So I started, instead of starting listing, there are because it's so genuine. The entire world is just an amusing carnival of a place for me. So yeah. Oh, hey, Elvis. Mm. And yes, I'm still drinking coffee at 12:45 a.m. Because I have some more pictures to take. The hardest thing with clothing and shoes and accessories and hats and belts and things like that. The hardest thing is that you really do kind of have to take a lot of pictures. Like you have to take from all angles, and you have to measure everything, because if you don't, somebody's going to be like, "Hey, can I get this angle? Hey, can I get that measurement?" They're always going to ask for the one thing, of course, that you didn't measure. First thumbs up. Ah, cool. You had to be first. He had to be first in something, and it wasn't first in chat. They caught me. They caught me first. Card shop. But it's good to see you, and I'm glad you could join us. Um, and you and Chloe both. It's been so long since I've seen you both. It feels like forever, or at least 5 minutes. I had to. I was actually going to hop on sooner, but I had to. I made Jello because it's been so hot, and I just mixed orange Jello and Cool Whip, and guys, it tastes like a dreamsicle. It's so good. It's so good. I'm not even gonna lie. And I've got a sweet tooth, so it helps kind of satisfy the sweet tooth. Yeah, it's been minutes, right? Good luck, y'all, on the challenge. Thank you. I've wanted to list on Posh, but I have a genuine fear of listing. I need to get over that. Raven, I got to be honest. The Poshmark is the easiest platform that I've listed on, and I've listed on Macari, eBay, and Poshmark. Um, I haven't listed on Depop. From what I understand, Depop actually is fairly easy to list on once you kind of figure it out. But with Poshmark, literally, it's like thank God I found them first, because it was like listing for dummies for me. It was like it's like they literally walk you through step by step, and it's the easiest thing in the world. I could not believe how easy it was. Yep, me and Chloe just hopped off behind the scenes. Haha, yeah. Yeah, you did. Um, but we had a good time. I have a group of friends that we'll get together on a live stream and just list. And if you get a chance to do that, I think it's fantastic. And you just do like a private live stream. It doesn't have to be like this where it's all public. But speaking of being like this where it's all public, tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock Central, I'm going to hop on, and I was originally going to try to do a 12-hour listing. I gotta be honest, guys. I don't know if I have 12 hours. Oh my God. Oh, Raven, no, I meant for me. Me, I'm so sorry. No, you're not a dummy. But if I can do it, anybody can, because I am a dummy. When it comes to technology, I am such a dummy. So I have 21 sets of photos with measurements ready to go. And for me, listing is actually the easier part of it. It's the getting everything prepped and ready and photographed that takes forever. Oh, good. Okay, Raven. Thank you. Sorry, I was like, oh my God, I did just, sometimes I put my foot in it, and I do like to kind of be called out on it. I could not agree more. If it was not for Poshmark, I probably would have never started reselling. The shipping alone makes it such a breeze. It really does. And that's the thing, Raven. You don't have to figure out shipping. You don't have to try and estimate any of that. You don't have to weigh anything. It's literally like you throw it in a box. There's one flat shipping fee, and the customer pays for that unless you give them a discount, and then they just take that little discount out of your profits. So it's really, really easy. It's all flat shipping. It's all priority mail. You can actually go online even to USPS.com if the box won't fit in your mailbox, and see if they'll pick up in your area. Only problem with chats is that you can't hear sarcasm in voices. That is true. That is true. And I'm one of those people that, that sort of I try to be really careful about, hurting somebody's feelings. So, and sometimes, we're all human. I have foot and mouth disease sometimes, and it's pretty bad. So yeah, no, I'm glad you were just teasing, and me too. But yeah, Poshmark was like, it's hella easy as far as all of the platforms go. And again, I've listed on all of it, well, not all of them, but a lot of them, and they really make it super easy. So that one is, I strongly recommend, if you're going to list one, I say just jump in the pool with one thing. Just find one thing that you want to list on Poshmark, take a few pictures of it, and sell it and put a price on it, and put it on there and create a profile. Lori. Hi, Lori. How you doing, babe? I sold a vintage VCR last week on Posh and was so happy because no BS with shipping. Stuck 2 large priority boxes together, and bye-bye. So nice. $75. Nice. Very nice. Lori, I haven't sold too many hard goods, and definitely never no electronics yet. Although I do have some video games listed because I wanted to be in the electronics, but yeah. And use Grandma's link if you don't have a Posh yet. Yeah, I'm going to put my my Poshmark closet name. It's Grandma Shops a Lot, or it's at Grandma Shops a Lot. I'm not sure how that works, Chloe. You'll have to tell me. But they'll ask you for anyone telling you listing sucks. Yes. Anyone tell you listing sucks? Listing does suck. Period. It's not our favorite thing to do. It's just not. I mean, if you're a reseller, listing is the sucky part. Unless you are one of those people who really loves listing. There are a couple of people who really love listing. I actually think Chloe may be one of those, like taking the photos. She loves that. Maybe have Aunt Boo put it in the description. If you buy anything, you get $10 and the referral gives them $10. Well, lovely. Okay. Chloe, you can put yours in the description. Oh, wait, only I can control the description. Oh, bummer. Okay, so I'm joking. You can get the $10, baby. I'd pay you $10 just to have $10. But yeah, the listing part for me, the photo part, because no matter how cold it is in the rest of the house, if it's 80 degrees outside, it's 90 degrees in my light box. It's just the lights are so hot, and it's like a little bitty box with like all these hot lights. So it's really, yeah, I know that's what she said. Put it in the chat. So it's really like, I am like sweating. I've got 2 lakes full of boob sweat, just to be really, really real. So, and I'm like sweating and like dying, and like, don't put a chubby middle-aged person in a light box that is like 90 degrees and expect them to come out normal. It's been a hot night. So thank God I get by with a little help from my friends, and they have been absolutely fantastic. I would get your link for you, but only you can do that. Oh, Glam Baby, thank you. You can put your link. Actually, if you want to put your link in the chat too, go ahead. Um, so I have been photographing, and I'm going to be photographing some more. And then we're going live at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and we're going to do a live list together. I'm going to try to get in 6 hours of listing, and that's a lot. But I am faster at listing and more fun at least listing than I am about taking photos. So I'm trying to get the tough homework out of the way tonight, and then we can just fly through the test tomorrow. I have a nice LED light box. I use an old beer light and peeled an advertisement off. It works great. That's awesome. That is awesome, Raven. Well, now, see, if you've got something that fantastic, you've got to just put one on Posh. You're going to be so shocked at how easy it is. Michael Whelan, the Beatles or the Joe Cocker version? I honestly prefer the Joe Cocker version. I do. I like it because he's like, and it's like he's constipated, and I don't know. I feel like he's putting in a lot of effort. That's all. It's been a hot night. That's what she said. Yeah, it's been a hot night in my box. Yes, that's exactly what she said. We're after midnight, right? Yeah, hard R. So yeah, 6 hours. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. There will be breaks for fun. Yeah, Michael, I do. What would you do? You know what? I do you remember when Jim Belushi did that one on Saturday Night Live? Do you remember that? Whoa, that was way, way back in the day. But that was so amazing. He out Joe Cocker. He did. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry. I'm probably talking to only my generation. If photos are done, can definitely crank out like 40 at least out. That's what I'm thinking. Like seriously, if I do 9 more, I've got enough photos to do 30 in that 6 hours, which I can do that in like 2. And probably maybe even less than that. But I think because I was thinking tonight, what a wonderful thing it is that I have my friends with me. And it makes the work go by a little more quickly. So come list with me tomorrow. If you're like, you know what, I don't want to sit down and list. Sit down with Grandma. We'll BS for a while, and we'll just list and we'll chat in the chat. And I think that that goes a lot faster. So I can list from my phone on Poshmark. PS, you can do that, and they make it easy. The only thing the problem that I have with my phone is that I don't have millennial thumbs or Gen Z thumbs. So they can type like super duper fast on like a little bitty phone. And it takes me, hey, Cheryl, yes, I am. It takes me 3 minutes to list 4 platforms. So that's 30 an hour. Then you should be hitting your 700 mark. Card Shop, you are behaving. And yes, I am welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. You don't have to behave totally, but try not to creep everybody out. Oh, I could win the Olympics for typing. Yeah, that's everybody, trust me, everybody who grew up with like cell phones is like so super fast at their typing. And I am somewhat fast, but I tend to like misspell if I go too fast, or maybe predictive text will type in something else for me that makes me angry. So if I drop the occasional, maybe 3 or 4 letter word, just please try to forgive me. I tend to get impatient, and I'll try something. I'll try to use my substitute words, like son of a biscuit, or you're a brother trucker. I don't know. Fudgesicle. I use that one a lot. Predictive text is an SOB. It is when you're trying to list. Am I right? When you're trying to list, and predictive text is like, and they're like, no, what you meant was this. And I'm like, okay, so I have to actually go back through. I have to like scroll back up to the top of the screen after I'm done listing and make sure that all of the things that I meant to type are the actual words that I meant to type. And especially if if you use a little bit of funny language, let's say, with your friends, if you use a little bit of foul language with your friends or with your sister on the text, or you say something that's like weird, they remember that. Predictive text remembers that. It's like a really bad search engine. I am Gen Z and I hate listing on my phone. See, I love it because I don't have to transfer all the photos to my laptop. I just, boop, I take them on this, I list it on this, and then whenever it's, all said and done, it's charging right now so I can take more pictures. And then when it's all said and done, I just set down my phone and walk away from that. And my laptop is for, funsies. It's for sharing and stuff like that too. But it's like I take the same damn thing every time too. Still wants to say something. Yes. Yes. Or when it's like a proper name and I'm trying to get it to, it's like Cuddle Duds, and Cuddle doesn't have an E in it at the end of it when they're are typing the name. So when I type out the name, it keeps correcting me. And I'm like, no, this one doesn't have an E. It's a proper name. They spell it this way. And yeah, predictive text is like, no, they don't. And I'm like, no, yeah, they do. And they're like, no, they don't. And I'm like, okay. So it's sometimes you get a little frustrated by that. But I thought that us listing together would be, it's the power of community, and it's the power of motivation when you have your peers doing the same thing, or your colleagues, as I like to call y'all. Ducking is my phone's favorite word every time I try to be foul. Ah, I see what you did there. Every time I try to be foul, I'm going to just write that, and then, yeah. I'm just going to do that. And Chloe, sorry, ducking. Yes, you father ducking. Yeah. No, I don't know. I mean, I just I think that if we have some spaghetti together, that's not such a bad thing, right? And if we have maybe a little lunch, a little dinner together, a little listing, a little chat, a little, I think it's going to be, I know, I'm the spelling police. God, come and get me, Chloe, because it's not like I'm, I'm not a PhD, okay, in anybody's language. I'm not even a bachelor's degree in anybody's language. I'm not, the super smart spelling police. I'm just apparently a little bit of a jerk late at night. Sorry about that. We can have some keto din din together. I certainly welcome you to eat as much keto as you like. And I will have spaghetti. And we can pretend that you're having spaghetti too. Yeah. And then you can have that. Chloe came across. Chloe put that in the chats. There's some sort of a brownie that is actually like a halfway decent good brownie that Chloe found that is keto friendly. And she swears by it. So put the name of that brownie in the chat just in case anybody else is on keto as well. And she will share that with you tonight. So how is everybody doing? I know Janet checked in with me earlier. Janet, how you holding up? If you're still in the chat, let me know. Chloe, how are you doing right now with your photographs and stuff? It's full way decent, not half. It's full way decent. Fiber 170 calorie brownie. There's fiber. Now I'm up. Oh, I'm sorry, Lori. You got 30 listings done? Sweet. So she's hitting that average 10 a day. 6 today. You know what, Janet? You took off like a rocket those first couple of days, though. So how many are you total so far? How many new listings since Thursday? Card shop, you don't have any listings? That's okay. We still love you. Lori Jean, we love you too. I see those hearts. I'll list on my phone with my thumbs and it's really slow. Yeah, me too. But I have another 8 to 10 photographs. See, that's the thing. The photographs, I was on fire. You were on fire. I have seen, if you guys don't know, the happy hour haulers, Janet and Bryn they do unboxings like every other day. I mean, it's incredible how many unboxings they do. Jewelry unboxings, clothing unboxings, accessories, you name it, they do it. So it's fun to watch, and I just have a blast watching them and waiting for what's coming out of that box next. But I can imagine for listing, it would be just a nightmare. I love my photographing so much. Chloe, honestly, I don't get it. I don't get it, but it's because again, I have the hot box. I'll just say it. I have a very hot box. My photo box is so freaking hot, and it's like a stand-up box, so I walk into it. So I actually have to, for most of the close-ups, for most of the measurements that I take pictures of, because I learned really quickly, quit writing it down and just take pictures of the measurements, and that skips a step. You're at 37. Holy crap. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You're already 7 ahead of the game, boo-boo. Plus you got photos on deck. Shit. I bought a portable light box today. It made taking photos so easy. Cheryl, it really does. It's just, I like having the light box, but that was like, I had to sacrifice my Christmas gift, and usually that's pretty good. I had to sacrifice my it was either Christmas or birthday gift of year before last, because I was still a new reseller, but I saw Nicole State use it. I'm not the biggest fan of, who the hell are you? Vitamin T, I'm watching you now. Okay, I'll tell you what. Yeah, how about you go away, Vitamin T? You don't need to know who I would screw. I would screw Grandpa. How about that? Okay, sorry about that, guys. Not a big fan of trolls, but for some reason, sometimes they're a big fan of me. And I threw up my handicap of 16 from Wednesday. I figured it was cheating. Good for you. Good for you. Cheryl, you got one from Ollie's for $25. Great for smalls. That is awesome. My first one, I wanted to be a jewelry seller. I thought I would start with jewelry. And I got a small one on Amazon, and that thing cost me like $40. And I did like maybe 30 pieces of jewelry to start on eBay and on Poshmark. And then I decided to do clothing, and so that sort of put paid to that. But I still take it out from time to time if I've got like, a series of smalls to do like a lot of jewelry or something. I made my light box out of foam cardstock the size of poster board. It cost me $5. Raven, you are a miracle. That is fantastic. I might get the big one you have, Glenn, when I move back home. It's been, if I didn't have the space for it, it would be problematic. I got lucky in that our son, sort of moved away and joined the military right about the same time. And it's all about your setup and system. I live in the Florida Keys, and I got rid of my light box because of how hot it is. It really is hot. And if you live in the Sunshine State, you've got natural light like all the freaking time. In the middle of the Midwest, we'll get like, sometimes during April, we'll get like a whole week of rainy days where you can't take photos. So I had to really stop and think strategically about what I was doing. So I made the decision to get the light box because I thought, well, as my business increases, I'm probably going to need that. Sell that piano at that house you were at earlier tonight. Green screen funnery. Oh, yeah. By the way, Chloe has figured out how to do a green screen behind you on StreamYard, and I have got to figure that out. I hope you don't have to have a Mac to do it, but yeah, I've been doing this, trying to cool myself off. It was 82 degrees in St. Louis today. And so I am like, and like I said, I'm chubby, and, I'm right about that age where I get hot anyway. I have my own little personal summers, so you can imagine. And then there's no air conditioning in my bar yet. We haven't turned on the AC out here. We've turned it on in the house, but not out here. So it's been crap. Mac is trash. Yeah, I said it. Are you talking about the makeup or are you talking about the computers? Because I like the makeup. Mac eyeliner is literally my favorite. I buy it a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean I had like literally enough left over to sell them on Poshmark. So if you want Mac at a really good price, go to my Poshmark closet. I've got black eyeliner, waterproof. Not what I'm wearing right now. Obviously, you can tell. Oh, the computer's okay. Not chubby, fluffy. Yes, I am extra fluffy. It's all fluffy. I'm going to do that when I'm using my computer on StreamYard. I have some funny ideas for backgrounds. I bet you do. He's actually quite hilarious, Card Shop. So um, I have a Dell too. Okay, good, Chloe. Yeah, I have a Dell computer, and it is a well, my I honestly don't know if this one's a Dell, but my last one was, so I'm assuming it is. But we like Dell computers. I always have a PC. The computers, yeah. Sorry, the makeup is. I was just saying the makeup is fierce. I like some of their makeup, although I can't wear their mascara. Apparently, what there's some ingredient in their mascara. I don't know what it is, but it irritates my eyes enough to make me cry and cry and cry. So that I cannot wear. Cheap mascara, yes, but that mascara, no. Who knows? My body's like, no, girl, you're peasant stock. You know better. I don't know. They're like, quit trying to be bougie with your mascara. I've only ever picked Dell. She's superior. She is superior. She is superior. I do like Dell computers. We have a Dell desktop and a Dell printer. No, I'm sorry, our printer's HP, but that may be they may have merged. Who knows by now? I don't know. But it's definitely a yeah. I think it is actually. Yeah, I've got all Dell stuff and I just like it. I've always found it to be dependable. My brother-in-law is a computer programmer, and so he is. When we bought our very first desktop, we called him and asked him, "Hey, can you give us a recommendation if you were buying, a desktop for these and these and these purposes? What would you get?" And he said a Dell. He said, "I bought a Dell and it's my favorite." And so yeah, only mascara I can wear is the green and pink Maybelline. Girl, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes, I love that mascara. The thing is that I found a new love. It's Revlon, and it's got silver on either end, and so it's got one end where it's like the white stuff that makes your lashes super long. So I can curl my lashes, put the white stuff on, and then let that dry. And then I put the black stuff on over the white stuff. And that is when I do it that way. And I don't normally do it that way unless I'm going into full on drag. But when I do it full on drag, it's like pow. It's like wearing fake eyelashes. It's nice. Yeah, my dad and both brothers are IT guys, so they buy all my tech. Well, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, that's why we called well, Aunt Boo's husband. Well, you guys don't know Aunt Boo's husband, but you know Aunt Boo. That's why we call her husband up. He's like a computer programmer dude, so he's pretty good. And my husband does a lot of he'll look up a lot of consumer reports and stuff like that too. So he's Mr. Homework. It doesn't bother him to spend 6 months researching something before buying it. I am the not that guy. I am so not that guy. I'm just not that detail oriented. I'm like, yeah, I can see the forest for the trees, but somebody's got to take care of the trees. So, yeah, that works out well. So tomorrow, 3 o'clock Central Standard Time, which is Chloe at your time, it's 1 o'clock. If anybody's on the East Coast time zone, it is 4 o'clock your time. So 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Central, 2 o'clock Mountain, 1 o'clock Pacific. That's when we're going to start. And I'm just going to keep going until every single photograph in my phone is listed. And that could take us, a couple. I'm guessing it'll take us at least 2 hours. But I've only used HP. I'm not techie, so it sits on the desk and I'm on my phone. That's kind of what I do when I'm listing too. My laptop is here, and then I list from my phone. So when I'm listing with friends, that's what I do. 1 o'clock, you'll be there. Good. Oh, I'm an impulse shopper. Oh, honey, yes, me too. Me too. But if you've been shopping long enough too, your instincts take over. You know, you can at a glance you can tell what's good and what's not. So it's not like you have to give it, it's not like you have to stop and research every single thing. And that's where we run into problems, because if we go into a mall or a store together, we're just two different people. 30 minutes later, I'm like, okay, I shopped the whole mall. And he's like, well, I'm still on section one of store number one, trying to figure out what this is per ounces. And I'm like, we got to go, babe. So it's kind of weird. But yeah, usually my instincts are pretty good. And, you shop long enough, they should be. I've heard from many that it's easier to list off the phone. Raven, for me, it is. Hence the goat. Yeah. Chloe. It is for me, Raven, just because I take pictures on my phone and then I just list from the phone. Now there are people who can take 50 pictures, people like Chloe who can take 50 pictures, download those all, and then list them all out after she's got the photographs and the measurements. So it just depends on what your process is, I would say. But I would try a few different, when I first started listing for Poshmark, I had to try a few different ways of listing before I really found something that worked for me. So don't be afraid to switch up the don't be afraid to flip the script and switch up what you're doing, or the order in which you're doing it, or where you're doing it. Whether it's in the room with the stuff and you want to list it right away, or whether you take enough photographs to make maybe a group in your phone and do it that way, or whether you want to move all of the photographs to your laptop because you type faster, or what have you. Oh, you give me too much credit. I don't do measurements. I do only because, Chloe, I know they're going to come back to me and ask me, and they probably see me coming and they're like, oh yeah, this old lady, I'm going to ask her. If you don't know what Chloe's talking about with the goat, by the way, she went on Amazon and bought it's a little toy, and it's a goat, and it's the screaming goat that's like, ah! It's so funny because it comes in handier than you think. Like if you're like talking to a group of people and you need to, express yourself, it's like, it's really funny. So yeah, I too. Chloe, sorry, Chloe uses Vendu, so she prefers the computer. Have to thank you for the challenge. Stuff sitting all over the house. Listed a South Park plush yesterday on eBay auction. Someone bid right away. That's what happened to me last time. Last time I did a listing challenge, I had a bunch of stuff that I was just like going through, like digging out the bottom of my death pile, and I finally got so many things that have been sitting, literally some of them for months, listed. And of course, you know what happens. You get it listed, and at least one, if not more, of the higher end items is going to sell right away. It's just crazy. So yeah, I'm really happy about that, and I need to move a lot of jeans. Sorry guys, my left eye is starting to bother me. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. I'm mentally wide awake. The humidity is making me yawn. Oh, and Dodo, hello, gorgeous. Hello, beautiful. And if I forgot to say hello to you the other day in the chat, I apologize. But I just absolutely love you. Card shop, Poshmark question of the week. Will it fit me? Oh, child, you ain't kidding me. Literally, people will ask you that. Do you think it'll fit me? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I think the only people that can answer that are probably you and maybe your mother. Yeah, 20 pieces of clothing listed and 40 pairs of shoes prepped. No worries. Woo, doggy. Oh my God. Dodo, yes. Yes, queen. You got this, girl. Look, right there. Right there. I am so proud. I am so proud. That's amazing. Okay, I'm falling to say goodnight, Glams. Good night, baby girl. Mwah. Love you. Oh, you're using Flip right now. Okay, I haven't used Flip. I have tons of beautiful leather jackets. Curious if they will sell well on Posh. My best advice to you, Raven, would be to run comps. That's going to be run sold comps. That's going to be your very best way. It's the same as on eBay or any other platform. Um, pull up the name and style or color of your jacket, and look up what's sold. Just pull it up first, and then go over to the search bar on the left and scroll down, and it'll be like available, selling, sold, dropping soon, that sort of thing, and hit sold. And then check and see what has sold for your jacket. Now remember too that sometimes size can sell something. Sometimes style can sell something. Sometimes there are things that are hot for the weirdest reasons. That's why I try to keep as much ahead of the fashion curve as possible. Because, if you sell something, you kind of want to know what's in demand and what's coming down the pipe. Because you can't always, fashion can be unpredictable, and sometimes things can pop out of a hat that you're like, how in the world did a brown North Face jacket become the thing of a year? And it sure did. It got to the point where people were charging $400 or $500 for these things, and it was just a brown puffer jacket, but an influencer wore it, and the next thing you know, everybody had to have it. Every girly in America with a disposable income had to have it. So, and of course, the North Face didn't see that coming. So, they sell the amount that they usually sell, and they ran out fast. So you never know what's going to be the big seller. Mine are mostly vintage. You can also, Raven, you can also go to eBay, would probably be then a really great place to start. So even if it's on Poshmark, go to eBay first and check out their comps. Because if you have vintage, or Etsy, eBay or Etsy, because if you have vintage, you're going to want to be able to at least, comp out a little bit of vintage. But I think too, you may be surprised at where they sell the best. I would not be afraid to run comps on Depop, and also on Poshmark, even for vintage, because Etsy is not the only place to sell vintage. And as a matter of fact, as someone who loves vintage clothing, it's not the first place that I go looking for it. It's not. Usually I know kind of what I'm looking for, so I will just type it into Google search, and I'll wait until the platforms pop up, or the specific style or specific year. And that's kind of how I go for it. So hopefully that's helpful, but I would tell you, just Google it and see if anything pops up in Poshmark within the first 10 search boxes. Because the first 2 or 3 search boxes are almost always going to be eBay, no matter what. If Amazon sells it, that's going to come next. If Walmart.com sells it, that's going to come next, which doesn't sound like, you wouldn't think that they would sell vintage, and they will. They will. But yeah, it depends. Raven, what type of brands do you have? Or styles? Are they like biker jackets? Are they long coats? Are they dress coats? Are they, are they distressed? The best platform sometimes has to do with who's the most interested in buying it. So I would probably, let me know in the comments if you've got some, if you've got some keywords, or if you've got some descriptions of what you're selling. And the chat and I may be able to, sort of head you in the right direction. Kylie, yes, Kylie, Kendall and Kylie. Oh Lord, those girls, 70s, etc. Yeah, all kinds. I'm a leather jacket chunky. Yeah. The thing is that please keep in mind that inflation is up. So the lower you can price something, the more likely it is going to sell. So it depends on where you sourced them from too. If these are sourced from your own closet and you paid full price for these back when the economy was higher or whatever, that's one thing. If these are things that you found at like a flea market or a thrift, that's another thing. So, because if you have a perceived value of it that's too high, then, unless you find a like-minded person, that may be kind of tough. It just depends on the brand. I made an awesome board with tape measures taped to it. Makes it easy and fast to do measurements and photos because they always ask. Vintage leather does pretty good on Posh and eBay alike. Yeah, it just depends on the vintage leather. I came across some vintage leather pants that I was absolutely 100,000% sure were going to sell right away, and they're still sitting. And then I've come across some leather jackets that I'm like, that I just know would not sell for that much, that immediately full price. It's really unpredictable. It depends on where your buyers are. For leather jackets, I think the key for leather jackets is that they will sell year round. So it's not like a down jacket or a puffer jacket where, you may get one in the off season, but for the most part, they'll probably sell more in the fall and the way. With leather jackets, there are people who will wear those in the middle of July. It really just depends. So yeah. Yardsticks for you too, Dodo? Yeah. A board with tape measures taped to it, that's so brilliant. I just have like the regular sewing tape. And then whenever I'm taking pictures, I'll do my measurement, hold it with one hand, and then grab the phone with the other one and take pictures of where the measurements are. And that has helped me tremendously because writing them down was not working for me. And then I'd go back and I wouldn't be able to. I'd scribble so fast I couldn't read my own handwriting. Do you ever do that? So yeah, that would be messed up. I'll have to send you pics of it. It's a game changer, promise. Cool. That sounds awesome. Yeah, I'd love that. 25 and under, so any profit would make me happy. Yeah. Raven, I would, again, just the best way. Do you remember the old wives' tale or the old, I don't want to say urban legend. It was more like a farmer's legend. Um, where people would talk about how they learned how to swim and they'd say their dad threw them in the water or whatever. It's kind of like that, except with Poshmark, you probably have less drowned people. I hold it up while they're hanging and I don't post them. I say if measurements are available, they will be in photos. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. Everybody's got their own way of doing it. And just because yours is different than mine or mine is different than yours, it doesn't make either one of us wrong. It makes us people who have figured out how to work best in our surroundings, right? There are sometimes, sometimes there are things that will work for me that don't work for other people. I don't have as a reseller, people are going to come after me for this one, but I don't have a thermal printer for labels. I don't. I print out all of my shipping labels. I just print them out on printer paper. And I cut them out and, tape them on a box, send them out. I've been told it's more professional if I have a laser printer. I've been told that it's more environmentally friendly if I have a laser printer. I don't know that that's 100% true. And my argument for that is, number one, I have to do what I'm comfortable with. And that is the main thing. Number two, printer paper is a lot cheaper than laser printer paper, than laser stickers. And that's the thing, Dodo. Everybody that I've talked to that has the thermal loves their thermal printer, like loves it. You got a generic brand for around $100. And the weird thing is, here's the thing, Dodo. If I tell Grandpa I want something to make me happy for my business, I get it. It's not like I can't afford it. Best COVID investment I made in 2020. Well, you do a lot of stickers too, Card Shop. It's just not for me. It's just not. I hate learning new technology. I avoid it like the plague if I can. Every time they have to change my phone, I get aggravated for a whole month. So I'm just not. It's just not for me. I'm not saying that it doesn't work fabulously for other people's businesses. There are people who swear by it. It's just not for me. It's not. It's also almost, and this is no judgment on anybody else's, but it's my process is such that it's for me. It's easy for me to it. It's easier for me to sort of, when I cut it out, I have to study that. I have to look at it. I actually have to look at who I'm sending it to and look at where they're at and imagine what they're using it for. And so I feel like it connects me to my customers better. And again, that's a very personal thing for me. That's not, there is no judgment whatsoever for anybody who doesn't. A lot of people are like, oh, Glamour, you should get one. And I'm like, no. I bought a thermal printer. I brought a thermal printer. It hurts my head. Frustration. Yeah. You can get free labels from UPS for thermal printers. Wow. I did not know that. Might be kind of a game changer for me. Although I don't ship much on UPS, I ship everything on USPS for Poshmark anyway. On auctions and on eBay, I tend to ship UPS, but that's about it. I need to set up my office better. Winter in Minnesota is tough, so I haven't been in my office much because I have to heat it, and that is extra cost. Yeah. That is true. Winter in Minnesota is really tough. You're BA right there, honey. You are a BA woman. Yes, you are a rock star, is what you are. Yeah, it is an extra cost, and I have to heat and cool. Because we keep the bar completely separate from the house. Even our exhaust system, heating and cooling system out here is completely different, and that is so that I can smoke indoors. And when my friends come over, or if I have relatives over, there's a place where they can smoke, and it's indoors and it's climate controlled and all that stuff. But because we keep it completely, and yet I can still have, my Poshmark closet where nothing is affected by my house. You can't smell the smoke in my house at all. So because we keep them separately, the garage gets, before we turn on the AC and before we turn on the heat, it can sometimes get a little bit almost unconscionably hot or cold. It was 60 today. Dodo. It was 82 here, and in St. Louis, probably much like Minnesota, which is the land of 1,000 lakes, I think, or is that Michigan? Anyway, it gets so humid in the summertime. We've got the convergence of all these different rivers and stream systems. So the Missouri River, the Mississippi River, and there's another river system, and I forget what it is. But we have 3 different river systems that come together right about the St. Louis area. So it gets really, really humid. And anybody who lives in a tropical location like Florida, they know what humidity feels like. Probably Georgia. Anybody who lives in a coastal city. I can imagine anyone who lives in a very wet area of the Midwest with like lots of lakes. Probably California too. So there are certain areas of the country where it just gets so super humid. Minnesota, and actually 13,500 lakes and many rivers and swamps. So you get it, Raven. It gets humid where you are too. And the humidity, more than the heat, will absolutely suck the life out of you. And it has done so tonight for me, I gotta tell you. I got mascara down to my knees, honeys. Yes. Raven, where are you? I'm in White Bear. Oh, okay. So you guys are Minnesota girls, both Minnesota girls. Lori, I have them for life. I ordered what I considered was 5 rolls, ended up being 5 boxes. Lori, you. Well, now we know where to go. Okay, if there's an apocalyptic event and we still need to ship things, somebody call up Lori Jean for me because hey. Which is also why I'm inhaling water like it's going out of style. Oh God, that feels so good. Let me do this. It's like somebody just took a water and just put the match out in water. It feels like that. So it's gonna be a long live tomorrow, but I am inviting a few of my YouTube friends on. So they'll keep me company, and they're my motivators, and hopefully, we'll all be your motivators. I have a really great support system in the YouTube community, and wow, you guys are keeping me just as accountable as you're keeping yourselves. So just know that I have not taken the fact that you're checking in with me and letting me know how you do. I haven't taken that for granted. I can tell you that Cheryl just checked in with me today. Janet checked in with me, and both of you guys, holy cow. I could not be more proud of you. Kim with Adopted Retrospects, she checks in. Johnny checks in. I've had so many people across the spectrum checking in, and it's fantastic because it really does keep me okay. I got to get up, and now I got to, because I can't throw down a challenge and not do it, not make the challenge. That was, what kind of a glamour would I be then? Not a very good one. So tomorrow is going to be a super heavy listing day. Tonight is a super heavy photographing night. And that is really about all I've got to say about that. I am going to go back in the sweat box. Oops, I mean lighting box. Did I say sweat box? It is a sweat box. I'm going to go back in the sweat box, lose another 20 pounds of fluids probably. Hey, hot mess, how you doing? Are you taking the thrifting challenge too? Hopefully you're taking not the thrifting challenge, the listing challenge. I'm so glad I caught you live. I do a live reseller show every Wednesday at 11 a.m. on the Rebel Reseller channel. Stop by and say hi. I didn't even know there was a Rebel Reseller channel. Let me write that down. Wednesday, Rebel Reseller channel. Origin 11 a.m. Is that 11 a.m. Central, Lori, or is it 11 a.m. on a different time zone? I'm good. What listing challenge? How are you? I'm doing great, actually. Sweaty and exhausted, but great. I am. There's a listing challenge. Hot Mess, we started this on Thursday with my live on Thursday, and it's 70 in 7 days. So our goal is to have 70 new listings by midnight on this coming Thursday, the 28th, and you can still hop in. And I'm going to type in my Eastern. Okay, let me write that down. 11 a.m. ET, Eastern time. Where was I? Oh yeah, listing challenge. Sorry. And it's really what we're trying to do is just give a big push, a big listing push, and just sort of push past that, that initial part of summer where everybody's like, oh no, it's summer slowdown. What I want to do is just beat the crap out of summer slowdown. I think that if we list together, a rising tide raises all boats. The 5 resellers said it, and it's totally true. Kang is a smart guy, and Camilla is a smart young lady. It does not matter on what platform. No, It doesn't have to be on Poshmark or eBay. I would limit it to platforms where you actually have to do your own listings. If it's something like the Real Real or something like ThreadUp, then that's probably not going to count. But if it's like Mercari or Poshmark or eBay or Depop or um, what are some of the other ones? I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Um, but there are thousands, I'm sure. um, but yeah, if it's a platform where you have to list your own stuff, absolutely. Absolutely. So let me type my Instagram in really quickly. There is my I do 20 to 30 listings a day. Oh, you'll be done. You'll have this wiped out by Tuesday. Um, it's Glamo's Closet 1970. So that's my Instagram. And what I'm asking is that you can check in with me at any time and just be like, hey, this is how many listings I'm doing. Just because I'm not able to respond to every single one does not mean that I don't see them and haven't paid attention and have not absolutely been thrilled that somebody reached out to me. You did 45 today. My God. I took 21 pictures and I'm exhausted. It's not, I photographed 21 things. I did like 21, I do clothing and purses and things like that. So, and then you get things under the light box. I'm so sorry, guys. And then you get things under the light box, under the bright lights in the light box, and you realize, oh crap, this has, this happening with it or this happening with it. And you have to kind of double check everything. So it's interesting. Dodo, I am listing clothing, shoes, belts, handbags, hats, jewelry, that sort of thing so far. I do have some Funko Pops that I'm listing tomorrow. I'm going to actually be my last round of photographing. It's going to be kind of a power round. I've got jewelry. I've got a couple of hard goods. I've got like a billion pairs of jeans because I got those ThreadUp boxes and those jeans are going up. So I've got a lot of jeans, and the thing with jeans is that, and I don't know if you guys do this or if this is what you do, but I can just tell you what I do. I like I said, like I always say, it's my road. I walk my road, and I'm not worried about anybody else's road. So don't think I'm judging you if you don't do things the same way I do. You do what works for you. You do you, boo, as Johnny would say. But I have just gotten some three different ThreadUp denim boxes, and there's a 30-pound one and a 30-pound one and a 50-pound one. And I have got so many jeans that I'm listing. I've been listing jeans for about a month. I'm about sick to death of jeans. I could go the rest of my life and not see another pair of jeans and be happy. But they're selling. They're selling. I've already actually tripled my money on those boxes. I'm already way, way into profit, way into profit. So I'm pretty thrilled about them. Got pictures on my phone, but the listings I did today was all new, not the photos on my phone. Cheryl, good for you. Not the photos on your phone. Yeah. That's how you feel about jewelry. Yeah. Right. Hot mess. Like I did, I have some jewelry that my sister gave me. Her in-laws are really, really sweet people and very, very well-meaning. And she gets lots of wonderful pieces of jewelry, but she's just not a big fan. I just don't think they've nailed down her style. So she doesn't like taking things back to the store. She feels like it's ungrateful. So instead, she gives it to me to resell. So I have just some jewelry that I have to list, probably 6 or 7 pieces that she brought over. And then I've got a bajillion jeans. Uh-huh. And I do measurements on the rise. I do the rise, the inseam, the overall length, and the waist. And I do that because if I don't, I'm going to get asked, what's the rise? What's the inseam? What's the overall length? What's the waist? I'm going to get asked those questions. So rather than have to reinvent the wheel every time I sell a pair of jeans or anytime anybody has a question, I just go ahead and do all the measurements. The thing with denim too is that a lot of denim is, all cotton denim, and jeans do shrink. They shrink. So it is in my best interest to just provide those measurements to begin with so that we don't have returns. Although, where did Raven go? Because Raven, I have to tell you too, one of the best things about Poshmark is that they really do, they have a much more stringent return policy than eBay. eBay's like, oh, doesn't fit, send it back. They pretty much anything. Poshmark's like, doesn't fit, prove it. Doesn't fit, well, you ordered something that didn't fit. Because if the measurements are provided, if the measurements are already provided, if you provide those measurements in the description and you've got like photos of the item and you've got the, the printed size and then the measurements too, they're not going to accept a return, and they're not going to give somebody a refund for picking the wrong size. So they are different than eBay that way, in my opinion, which I will say allegedly. How about that? Totally. Do I sell a little bit of everything? Kinda. That's a yes and no question. I don't. There are some things that I sell more than a little bit of. So clothing is 90% of what I do. Well, I would say probably 80% of what I do. 10% of what I do are like, shoes and handbags. But I do some makeup. I do some hard goods. I do some home goods, health and beauty, things like that. I'll do a little bit of a cross section. So I'm not afraid to sell, whatever's going to make me money. If it marches in the front door here, it is on its way to the light box. So, I'll pick up vintage items. I love vintage clothing though. Oh God, anytime I can find vintage clothing, I am a sucker. I will pick it up. But yeah, hot mess. I really do kind of sell a cross section of everything in a small way, but the biggest thing that I sell is clothing. Biggest thing. It's most of what marches out the door of my home, clothing and shoes. The handbags I sell. Handbags I sell when I come across a handbag that I feel like it's worth picking up, or that I got in a ThredUp box or something like that. So those I'll sell. That's exactly why I provide measurements. Yes, Lori, because if you have proof that you provided measurements, Poshmark, they got your back on that one. They're like, no, she told you what the measurements were. You can't return it for size. Now, if they say it's stained or something, then they will probably make you send photos of that. But if it wasn't stained in the original photos too, they're going to be like, nope, she provided, which is why I'm so careful when I photograph. And Poshmark will let you have up to 16 photos, and I have very, very few listings that don't have all 16 photos. Including like the material tags and all of that stuff. I have a whole closet of my old clothing from high school, even my prom dresses. Wow. Old clothing from high school. Hot mess. I'm almost, it's without revealing your age, because, we're ladies. And so without revealing your age, can you give us kind of a general idea of when it is? Because I love vintage, and I don't know if it's vintage or if it's like, I just graduated from high school 10 years ago. I mean, that's not really vintage. But yeah, Dodo, you're right. Someone will love that. I'll do it. How old are you? I'm 53. Dodo, I am 51, and I'm very proud of that. I don't know. I feel like I think I'm still cute. Born in 79. Oh, okay. So you're a baby, but your stuff would be vintage now. And so you would have gone to prom probably in 97, maybe 98. So you'll be 40 in August. So yeah, hot mess. Yeah, you'll be 40 in August. Then your stuff too would be your old clothing from high school and stuff, and that would be right about Y2K too. The 90s and Y2K are really really in style right now. You're adorable, Glamma Smile. I am what I am. I am what I am. Right now I'm sweaty, and that is the biggest. Right now I'm kind of chubby and flushed and sweaty. Raven, you're 55 and alive. Cheryl's like, I'm 62. Yeah, Cheryl, you look good. She got some good skin. You got pretty skin. I've said that before. 96 through 2001. Yeah, those styles right now, those thick heels, those thick soled heels, all the diesel jeans are becoming huge. Um, the the flare jeans, the low waisted jeans, all that stuff's coming back around. And for the super in style kids, it is here. They're already starting on that. I'm 42, I think. Lori, that's still young. That's still very young. Thank you. I got it from my mom. Yeah. You go thank your mother right now, Cheryl, because you look gorgeous. I can't believe you're 62. I'm kind of surprised by that. I'm not kind of surprised. I'm very surprised by that. I have vintage Jinkos that still have tags. Oh my God, those things must be worth a fortune right now. Hot mess. Now the question is, do you want to let them go and make money on those, or are you gonna hang on to them? Dodo, you going to sleep? Much mwah to you all. Mwah. Mwah to you all too, baby. Dodo, I'm so happy to see you. Every time I see you, I'm so happy to see your pretty little face. Yeah, some hash jeans. Yeah, they probably are. I'm telling you, hot mess, those things are you won't believe what that stuff is going for right now. It's crazy. I would do some comps, and if you want to convert that to money, if you're not sentimental about it, I'd shoo those out the door so quick right now. I had some stovepipe diesel jeans in the 90s that I got rid of after I wore them half to death. And if I had those things right now, even as torn up as they were, if I had those things right now, they'd be worth $150. I mean, they were just incredible. So yeah, that's just good stuff right there. That's what that is. So I will be back here at 3:00 in the afternoon Central Time, ready to rock and roll. I hope that if you're awake and you're around and you don't have plans, and you want to get some listing done, I hope that you jump on and join us. And we're going to, like I said, I'm going to have people running in and out of my StreamYard all afternoon probably. And you have a mom body. You know what? Mom bodies are still good, baby. We still cute. Good night, sweet mama. I'll stop by tomorrow. Please do, Lori Jean. I would love that. I would love that. So yeah, Sunday afternoon, card shop. Stop by and keep us laughing, will you, for a little bit? He is a funny guy, so I think you guys will be. He's amusing, and a very sweet person. So I will catch up with all of you tomorrow. I look forward to seeing you, and if I don't see you, I'll know that you are. I'll know that you are probably doing what people do on Sundays, which is either resting or, spending time with your family or actually accomplishing things that need to be accomplished. So no judgment, but if I do see you, I'm going to love to see you. So I will see you hopefully tomorrow and, from time to time as I check in. Okay, everybody have a great night. I'm going to go take some more photographs. I'm just going to go photograph some things. Okay, good night.